Hello and welcome to another game of another battle of AAA Wargaming. Sorry for the break, because yeah, life's got in the way. Right, let's go on to this. So this is the game two of Bloodbath, and it's against good mate David. He was playing with his Vampire Counts, which I also played at the beginning of Art of War, which the Spiky Club all signed up to. So we're going to be coming down in force this year. So I think John, Ben, me, Anton, and David have all signed up, so probably going to be having a party house at some point, talking about a good old gaming until 1:30 in the morning, realizing we probably should get some sleep and then go down to the event. If you haven't signed up for Art of War 8, please do. It's been running by Bristol Ninjas. It's a fantastic event. It's probably the iconic one of the year. We're all really looking forward to it. But here we have back at Spiky Club, game two. So deployment, I'm unsure. It's that long ago and it keeps changing and I can't keep up. Primary objective though was breakthrough, so getting scoring into the other side. Reminder, this is only worth 500 points. So yeah, it's good to play for. And map is not official. Right, let's have a look at the army. So my army list, because we've had a while, let's just run through it. So I've got a Forest Prince on a dragon with a great weapon, helm, Frixid, and Rod of Battle. Rod of Battle, I really like it actually. So I was going through it, the Giant Ancient, by the end, and I've used it again. I think for my summer list from now on, I quite like this. A Dryad Ancient with the Rod of Battle, it's minimal magic, but it seems to just work really nicely. So between Rod of Battle, you've got Rod of Battle, Foresight, Stars Align. You've just got three combat spells there. I might get lucky. Normally, I can get one off and you stop one, but they kind of do the same thing. Or I get lucky and I get two of the three off, so that's good. The Forest Prince didn't do as well last game, but he did bad anyway. 8-2 of my tour unit. And this one, yeah. Um, I've got unit Dryads, good tough ones, 2 units of Heath Hunters Chaff, a unit 23 Forest Rangers Flaming Standard, a 7 Wild Huntsman Shield and Lance, and 2 units of 3 Kestrels. So quite mobile, quite punchy in the face. So a reminder that you get points for killing units. There's nothing of that 9, 11 or anything like that. It's just if you kill 600 points, you only get 600 points. But if you keep all your money, army, nah. But if you kill 2,000 points and lose all your army, you still get 2,000 points. So the advantage is to be as aggressive as possible. Only downside is I'm against vampire counts, so I've got and it's probably as general that gives me the biggest thing. Is the big thing I was Revenant. I still don't know how I'm going to deal with it. I don't think my dragon can go into it. I just think it will keep thing, and between the 4+ Aegis, I just might not go through it. He's then got another vampire count in the um, that goes into what I'm guessing is the ghoul unit, because it's got it's a ghoul lord, light truth, evocation, paired weapons such as greatest hit point pendant, and gates in the overworld. So it's a pretty punchy thing. What does hypnotic pendant do again? I can't remember. But then we got a big unit of 35 ghouls, 6 bat swarms, a quarter damned, 7 race, 4 vampire knights. So in terms of scoring, so my army has 2 units with the Forest Rangers Dryads, so I've got to try and work out how to get those two in. He's got 2 units himself. He's got the Vampire Knights and the Ghouls, and I'm presuming the Quarter Damned is going into that Ghoul. So that Ghoul unit, the only way I'm stopping that thing get across the board is either I mass attack it on all sides with everything, which I'm sure he won't let me do, or I chaff it to death. So yeah, I was predicting, yeah, it was going to be quite difficult. And then he's got 4 vampire knights, so a punchy unit that's actually quite well armored that he can protect through, and he's got a warlord flying around. So here's the terrain. So on this side we had impassable, a wood feature, a water feature, another water feature, and an impassable, and a field. So what we did, I put my forest down here. It's basically I wanted to try and maximize this. I thought he would come down this side because he chose that side, and you basically got this big impassable over there. So I thought he's going to come down here. You've got 2 water features there, which aren't great. So I just thought I'd maximize terrain here to try and get after and get get something. Also, my flyers, I've got plenty of space over here to come around. this is how we set up. So I dropped for first. So what I did was I had my Wild Huntsman, my Heath Riders, the Drivers and the Forest Rangers in the centre. Basically, I wanted the ability to manoeuvre, and I just thought this is the best way to block him. Yes, I did have that water feature, but I could always use it to block that sort of right as I went round that way. Got my Forest Dragon in the centre, and then I've got 2 Kestrels and a unit of Heath Hunters. I'm pretty sure I couldn't deploy fully out, but equally I'm just going to be vanguarding across here and basically trying to come around his left-hand side to kill his unit. So he's got 2 race here. He's got his unit of Bat Swarms. He's got his Vampire Captain Lord. He's got his big ghoul scary unit, and he's got the 4 Vampire Knights here. So not a massive army, but still quite worrying. So my plan was I was going to use the Wild Huntsman as a sort of threat here. So if anything comes out, I can always use him as glass cannon. Bring the Dryads forwards to see if I can threaten this area, because they've got magical attacks. The race actually don't want to go into them. And then I'm going to use my Forest Rangers, which I thought couldn't really take anything on apart from them. And I'm just going to score with them. So the plan is somehow block this. Whilst it's going on, the other Heath Hunter's going to come across. The Dragon's going to come around the side. And if I can get the Dragon into the Ghouls, maybe, or some of these units here, then maybe we've got an option. And then the 2 Kestrel Knights just to give some flanking. So my plan was actually try and draw the main objective by killing his Vampire Knights and me getting my Forest Rangers in, and then just try and kill as much as possible of his other units apart from Ghoul and the Vampire Count. I don't think I was going to get those 2 units, so I need to get the Wraiths, the Bat Swarms, and the Vampire Knights. Cool. I think his plan from this was just power through me. So I actually think this was Vanguard's. I think it was Vanguard's. Yeah, that was Vanguard's. So we had a 1 center, and then I had an extra Vanguard, and and then this is my turn 1. So what I've done is I've pushed my army as far as possible. I think as far as possible. Either way, it doesn't matter. I've come around into this circle. You can already start to see. So one thing I have started doing is I've tried to look my Forest Rangers like I'm coming for him on this flank. I put my Heath Hunters out in front, so he can charge me if he wants, but I'm just going to flee, and I'm going to put my Wild Huntsman into him, and he can guess that trap. It's pretty blindingly obvious. The idea is, if he comes into me, I'm going to at least take one of his scoring units out, and it just means I can, if the worst comes to worst with 500 points, I can just start moving both of these that way and score by the end of the game. Otherwise, yeah, I've got my Dragon coming up. I don't really do any damage in shooting or anything, so yeah, his turn. VC turn 2. He doesn't take the bait on the right. He moves his Bat Swords as a centre, so he's trying to draw my Huntsman or Dryads in there and then start attacking me. Otherwise, he's using his Wraiths on the left. You can see he's lining up the Ghouls to come down the centre. Though I thought he'd be more aggressive with them. I think this is possibly a mistake David made. That Ghoul unit is pretty tough in comparison to things, and it should have forced. I think if he'd come here that turn, the primary objective was his and possibly the game. He's still got these Wraiths that can still block my army. The only ones that really got any magical weapons are the Dryads, and I wouldn't really want to go. And if I go into them with the Dryads, then he's got a free run everywhere else, and he's still got a reasonable amount of chaff there, and he's still got Lords. So yeah, I think that was the one big mistake here. Other than that, my turn 2. I did not take the bait and charge his things, but you can start to see my Forest Rangers moving forward slightly. Now, this is where I should have. I just wanted to get in position more, but I brought my Forest. What I have done is I've bunched myself up so badly. Now, I brought my Heath Hunters back because I wanted to keep them for chaff. I didn't want them getting magicked off by anything. And I brought my Wild Huntsman there. Basically, I think if he charges me, I think I win overall because of everything else. And then I've still got the counter charge from the Dragon Lord. Actually, no, will he be able to see? Oh, he might not be able to see. But either way, I think I still win that combat. I've brought the Dryads up. I'm still not charging, so if he charges me, then I can kill them off. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. He then blocks. He does something slightly aggressive, but I think he still thinks I'm going in. Now, actually, when you look at this, ooh, I was still looking mentally. I was still planning the Forest Rangers to go up to the left there in that gap. I was just trying to work out how, whether his race would come forward and I'd have a fight in the centre to get through, or whether he would try and power on through and I'd just have to bulldoze through the race. So I thought this would come down here with the vampire count. His race would try and block a flank and drop me going, and I'd bulldoze that way, and we'd just sort of bypass each other with some fighting and probably have a close scoring game. As it was, actually, he didn't. So he hasn't moved the ghouls forward again. He's formed this sort of baseline here, where he's got the vampire knights, his count, which I think means he's really boxed in now, his ghouls, and the two rays. I had a massive decision here, so I couldn't. Yeah, I thought I can get the objective here because he's still. Yeah, I thought you can see though he can still get the objective, but he thinks I'm coming in, and we had a bit of a standoff here. I cannot charge my droids into that ghoul unit. I will die. I cannot charge my wild huntsman into that bat swarm unit because it would be a waste of points and he'll get 300 or something. So I don't do either. I basically leave the droids there and leave my forest rangers there, but I sort of size. I put my wild huntsman back again. If he charges me, I think I win. But equally, and then I've got free reign because he's probably moved up. I brought my kestrels round so that I'm facing into his race. So I've got him at the flank, and I've got my heath hunters there. But I need to trash in the centre. I'm giving him some difficult choices with also forest rangers here. So I changed the plan basically because I think I had him boxed in, so he could move that way, and I start getting flank charged, and that's where I might be able to beat the ghouls unit and get a lot of points. I also get a load of magical attack. Basically, using magical moves. So I do it a magical move, so I do give him a bit further. Yeah, so you can see I've moved a bit further over. And that was kind of the main one there. VC turn 3. So this is what happens. So he's blocked my there and given me a charge with them. So I can either move out or go in. I'm going to get counteract. He's left his vampire knights there. And I can charge. He's given me a charge with the dragon. It's a long one. I was umming and ahhing all game. Otherwise, he's turned the ghouls here. So this is turn 3. He can't get in now. That's it. I think he's pretty much screwed the pooch on this now. So I'm like, right, you cannot move the ghouls. I've fixed him. So I'm like, how do I move that forest rangers into? If I can kill those vampire knights, I just need to work out how to get my forest rangers into the scoring zone. I've got 500 points, and hopefully I'll kill the vampire knights. So it's well worth it. And it just opens up if I can kill some other stuff as well, because it's really difficult for me to pick points off this army. I've got these vampire bat swarms. I've got the two rays now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So getting rid of the vampire knights would have been really good, and getting the objective is actually quite key to this. I think this is the thing at this point, man, if I go in, I get it wrong magic phase, or I don't get the right units in, that ghoul unit with a vampire counter in, and the altar eats me alive. Shitpost. So my turn 4. I don't choose to go in on this one, and this is why. So this is where I was. I was like, I could charge there. If I do, he charges in, so I get those points, but he gets them. I can't block him because he's flying with the heath hunters. I can't get through there. I can't go back into there because he charges me, so my only real option is move back or go in. Going in, as we've talked about, is bad. I can't charge there yet. That's really, really long. And if I fail them, I sit in front of his ghoul unit, he charges, and then he's into the deployment zone. So I really don't want to give him the charge then. I still want him blocks in. But I still need to get it. I've got worked out my next turn is 4, so I really need to have 2 turns. Because I'm going to need a turn to turn to get that in. So next turn, I've either got to go all in, aggressively, put my chaff in place, and then go for it, or I've got to take the easy option. And I take the easy option, which probably was sad. So I've sent my forest rangers and my droids up to the left. I brought my dragon round though. So what I've done is I've basically put these here so that I can run into the objective with both of them. And I've threatened his vampire knights there. That's basically it. I've moved. So I've given him this difficult situation where I can turn these troops around. I've protected at least that one, potentially that one from the foot race with those 2 units. I've got the Lord here protecting with the Vampire Knight, so I'm constantly getting those 500 points and trying to mop up some of this chaff as well. Now, here's where you've seen the issue. I'm not too bothered because I've got 2 units of chaff still. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. So yeah, I'll do this now. So my turn. I enact the plan. So firstly, I charge the Lord into the Vampire Knights. I think with a Dragon and Strength 6, I could get this unit out of the way. I chaff up his Ghoul unit with my first unit of chaff. I've got the second one somewhere. I've then charged the Kestrels into the flank of these race, and then I brought one of the Kestrels here, so they can't be charged, but they can support. I've then moved the Dryads up here with the idea. I don't think they're going to win this in a grind because of all the heals, so I'm going to punch, take a turn. He'll charge them in a turn. I'll charge them, and that'll be it. And then my Forest Rangers are making a break for it over there, and that's pretty much it. So I get the objective. I make sure I can tie up these 2 points and this one, and all I'm losing is unit and chaff. That's kind of the idea. Now I get them down to 4. Yeah, that's pretty standard. What I thought, not enough. So yeah. If anything, having them in the flank was bad for me because it meant I didn't have one of my Kestrels attacking. If I had one of my Kestrels attacking and riders, I could have possibly taken another 2 off, and that might have been the crumble, and I could have gone through that unit. So, yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda. On this unit, I kill 1 knight and I get 2 wounds in return, so it goes horribly, horribly wrong. Yeah, so I was expecting more than that. At least getting the crumble. I think I win by 1, which is what that wound is. You can see that orange dice there. So that's bad. And now I've got a count looking at me in the flank. So yeah, not great. VC turn 5. Yes, I've moved them out there. He fails. That was it. This was the charge. This was probably yeah. He fails the charge with the Wraith. He needed like a 2 or something, or 3, and he rolled either a 2 or a 1. So the Wraith did not make it into the Kestrels there. So they're probably going to survive. He has respawned a load, so they're back up to 5 rather than the 3 they were, so they're now at 5. And they go into there. They kill the Heath Riders, and he goes into my dragon. But what you will see, okay, is no Vampire Knights. I may have taken 3 wounds, but I absolutely own those Vampire Knights and killed them. Boom! Well done, Dragon Lord. So, yes, he is going to die for the vampire count. There's no way of that. He's going to survive. He's got 2 wounds left. Yeah, he's dead. I'm not going to get through that 4+ ages. I get very lucky again, but he has killed the Vampire Knights, which means I win the primary because of where my Forest Rangers are now. That's not up for debate. His ghouls are too far away. He's only got 1 turn to move, and I've got another scoring unit to block him. So, yeah, that's his VC turn 5. He's come in, he's put 3 wounds on my Lord, but I've killed his Dragon Knights, so all gravy, and all he's killed is my Heath Hunters. He's going to get a reasonable amount of points of that, but I'm probably going to kill both his race now, and I've killed his Vampire Knights, and that probably gives me the game. So, my turn 6. I pile in the Dryads to the race. I've got my scoring in my other chaff unit I brought around there. I've brought my other Kestrels into this race unit as well. So the aim is, because I've got 3 of them now, I'm expecting to kill both of them. I've got the Forest Rangers into a scoring zone, so I've got the primary objective. My Wild Huntsmen are up here, so I brought them up. In fact, this wasn't my turn 6, it was my turn 5, because then David had a turn 6, and then, yeah, David's turn 6, and then I had my turn 6. So this is actually my 5, because he gave me an option. I'll show you at the end. Yep, I killed the race, turn around, and I killed the other race, and I put the Living Steel on this, but basically they had magical attacks, so we only had 5 players, just so to make absolutely certain. Here, he killed my Dragon Lord, so that's there. And this is the one. So VC turn 6, did he charge? No, he didn't charge in. I think we were talking about it this for ages, but effectively he said, "Oh, I could get in." I went, "Yeah, but if you don't break me, I survive." You've got, because his turn 6, he couldn't get in for some reason, or something stopped him. If he did get in, I can't remember. But either way, he brought his lord in here. He thought I was going to attack him and kill him and stuff like that. But I was like, no, what I'll do is I'll bring the huntsman in here. What happened? I can't actually remember. But we kind of ended it. We talked about it for ages, but I played it out and went, I'm not going in. That was it. His turn 6, he moved everything in there. Maybe this is right. That's his turn 5. That's his turn 5. This is my turn 5. This is the bottom of his 6. So he's killed my chaff. He's moved around, and he's over there to looking into my dryads as my turn happens. Okay, so then I kill the. Oh no, he is. Oh no, that's it. Sorry, because I'm looking at this wrong. That's the front of his unit. So I run in there because he turns sideways. Sorry, let's go here. This is my turn 5. This is his turn 6. And what we did was we mapped out what we think would happen. So he was now facing towards my dryads. No, he made a choice on that, but he thought I could charge my dryads in, but he thought I could charge my kestrels and everything else into him. And I went, no. We mapped it out in that. So we ended the game on this. But then we did roll out what would happen on it if I did actually charge in, and I was proven right that my kestrels would have died. So I was right not to charge in. But in essence, I had the objective, which is the difference. So he killed more points than me by about 60, as you can see there, because I got 2 units of race and vampire knights. But because I got the primary objective, I got 1270 points, and the win now is practically a loss. So I actually scored more points in my last game for losing. So it's what it is. But I did get the win against David. It was, although people seem to look at it, it was actually quite a tactical game, especially from turn 4 onwards when we're trying to work out little bits of advantage over each other, and then we just started attacking each other in the final bit. I think if we'd had 2 more turns, it would have got quite bloody. But again, I've got no, especially when my lord died, I didn't really have an answer to his count unless he was silly enough to charge my forest rangers with a magic phase. He didn't, so I mean, have I got lucky with the kestrels whilst I'd ranks? Maybe, but it's just so killy, and if I get it wrong, it's going to heal itself. And then that big unit, I just could not. That big unit was so well designed for breakthrough that David, if he just pushed that up so quickly, there's nothing I could have done about it. So that's the way it goes. As it happens, I got the win. I'm up to 2684 points, which is not great in the grand scheme of things, but I'm still having a lot of fun. I've got one more game to go. Thank you very much for listening. That is, have a good weekend.